Hello, everybody. We are going to talk about simultrain course, which is basically simulation course, where we are going to use this software, which will help us to understand how to manage a project in a simulation. So let's start that. So today's agenda is simultrain demo, the kind of software we are going to use to manage this project. So simultrain is the project management simulator that we're going to use today. We don't have to confuse with it because initially things can be confusing, but gradually it will become easier for us to understand what is this demo all about and how can we utilize it. All right, so that's the agenda we have. It's simultrain demo. So it's a project management simulator. Simulator means this is not real, but we are going to use it to understand how to manage our project. So, simultrain is a simulation of the planning and execution phase of the medium-sized project. In planning phase, you have to constitute your team and allocate resources. And in execution phase, your objective is to cope up with all the arising events in order to finish the project on time and within budget, right? So when you use simultrain software, right? So any moment interrupt the simulation and start again at a later stage with the same password. To interrupt, simply close the software. To continue, restart the simulator. And please make sure you use only one place to log in. Don't use multiple computers for that. Procedure is like planning, like 60 minutes. You will have execution for the first period, 90 minutes, and debriefing 30 minutes. All right. The end of the period, the simulation stops. You have to contact the coach, analyze the result, and write a status report, the many reports. All right. So I will show you a demo of Simultrain also, and I'll show the YouTube link as well. Whenever you have time, you can see that. And we are going to have some kind of assignments based on Simultrain. When you launch the program, find yourself in the virtual office like this. All right. It's the office of the project manager. Below, the simulation's main functions are presented. You can see that in Office, it's a project office. Second option is budget. That's project budget. Activities, people allocation, activity network, charts and reports, manager's calendar to manage risks, right? So these things can be managed using our Simultrain. Okay. So the Duration here is divided into two periods of 4 weeks and 8 weeks. After first 4 weeks of the simultrain, approximately 90 minutes. So we will be squeezing it because we have started it after your midterm. So we will have limited time, but we will cover up all these given scenarios. Okay. After some time, we are going to put it on hold and allow you to assess your performance and plan corrective actions before continuation. So this is our week 8, but let's consider it as week 9 because college will be considering it week 9. You don't have week 1. So we are going to work on 2 weeks on this, then we will check and last 2 weeks on again to make corrective actions. So here we are working on planning. In this phase, you must set up the project team and assign the activities to the different team members. You can always go back and change any allocations that was made and change the course of the planning period. When you have completed the planning phase and all task has resources that you can launch in the executing clock. All right. And in planning also, here are some indications. So we'll have few pointers. This is the first point. Here are the main buttons in the simulation, like button Gantt to view the project activities, resources, where we'll view people allocation, and button reports to view information and reports. So in the reports menu, look at the project description. Furthermore, have a look at the organization chart, which indicates the different resources and roles in the organization. All right. And we have to look at the 17 project activities at the activity network. Some of the activities can be done in parallel. Some of them are critical. You understand critical activities? Critical activities have zero lag, right? They don't have buffer time. It means a delay of the activity execution will delay the whole project, right? We need to understand what is critical path. So activities in critical path are called critical because if any activity will delay, then complete project might be delayed. In planning, you will see that the task required 2 people, its duration is 5 days. You can also consult the skill required for the activity. Activity 2 in the web design, 5 in business, and 3 in sales and marketing. Now you can look at resources which are available for your project. Click on the button resources. To consult the files of the different resources, click on the team member's name. For instance, Anna here. See that? And you can also consult Anna's file. She is seen as well qualified. You can see the qualification and details. Okay. The fourth part of planning is allocating an activity to a resource. So allocating an activity to a resource means you can allocate 6 different activities to each resource. Okay. Just click on the button in add and select activities. When you click on the button, a list of activities appears. Select one of them. For instance, activity 2, and I will now work on activity 2 in the first priority. If you do that, you can, of course, allocate more than 6 activities to a resource. You will simply have to wait for one of the first 6 allocated activities to be finished to be able to allocate others. All right. Then diagrams. We have to go to this place, Gantt diagram. If you click there, you will see something like this. It will show you activity, duration, start, end, and dependencies of those activities. And with the help of color code, we can understand that your colored activity is critical activity, right? And regular activities are kind of green shade. And in planning also, this is the core team part. Like 3 people have been allocated full time to the project. Fed, Sue, and Tim. Let's have a look at their skills. All right. So, you know how to allocate tasks to people now by allocating activities 1 and 3 to Fred. We can do these things one by one. If you click on cross, you can remove it and you can change the priority of activities, which activity you think should be completed first. And then in planning, we can have to check planning. We can see, okay, if we change some activity duration and all, we can see it can look like this, where we can see which person is allocated to which task. And then end of planning. The planning is completed when every single activity of the project has been assigned to one or several team members. All right. And then we have risk planning. If the risk management is switched on for your simulation, you need to plan preventive actions in the risk register. To access the risk register, please click on risk register. All right. This is your risk register. Okay. Click on the item on the list and choose one of the several actions to prevent risk. New item will appear in the risk register during the simulation. We advise to visit the risk register and to plan preventive actions at the beginning of each week of the simulation. All right. As the planning has been completed, we are now ready to run the simulation. All right. Click on the button Control in the left pane. All right. You have now reached the simulation control screen. It's better not to modify anything and leave the default values now. All right. Next is you can now click on the button Start Clock. You can see this is the start clock. Let me use a marker. That's the start clock. Okay. After that, you will find yourself in the office again, like this. Okay. After a certain time, your colleague enters the room, holding some documents for you. Read the documents by clicking colleagues folder. You have to click on this question mark, right? And when you click on the documents, you will see following screen. All right. The project team suggests 2-hour kickoff meeting. Then, all right, I'll go along with that. Okay. So whatever things are mentioned, you have to select what to do now or later. You must make a decision and you have 4 possible options. It's up to you to select most adequate as per you. Be careful if you choose last option. You decide not to make decision for the time being. Your Your assistant will wait for Friday evening. Then she will call the big boss and he will take a decision. Unfortunately, Jeff has a weak point. When making decision, he usually choose the worst option. Right? So make sure we take a decision which is good for us. Right? Let's choose the first option. Like we are going for a meeting. It will show that, oh, that's a good decision. All right. Then setting up a meeting. Obviously, we have to select a calendar. So what we do in real life in kickoff meeting, we make these meetings as happy meetings. Like, okay, instead of meeting, it's a lunch party. Then we talk about those things. So in real life, don't make your work boring. It's all old fashioned. So we have to think of making things interesting so that your team members feel happy working with you, right? That kind of environment you have to set up for a team. Because if your team members are fighting and they're not happy, they won't be able to perform. But if you have a good relationship with your team members, they will do extra mile work, which cannot be directly identified from outsiders, but you can see results of your work will be displayed. So we'll have a meeting. That's how you can see calendar. Use the calendar or phone to set up meetings, appointment, etc. Naturally, the phone rings aloud. Simply click on the hear the message. Okay, message. Got some email? Just click on the screen of the computer in order to read them. Okay, activity one, detail specification is hard for me. I'll do it my best. Okay, Fred is not happy. Okay, let's talk with him. If you want to talk to Fred, just click on the calendar and make an appointment with him. In real life, you have to make lots of appointments. All right, so please make sure that you do things here. Then quality reviews. For quality management purpose, you should organize quality reviews for each project activities. Simply choose an activity button in the menu bar and select the number of quality reviews you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So Simultrain is an online simulation of the project management, which allows learners to acquire core project management competencies as well as teamwork and leadership skills in an enjoyable way. So far, the simulator is used for more than 50 countries and has contributed to training more than 150,000 project managers. They enjoy to be exposed to a closed real project to take decisions under pressure and finally review them without any implication on the promotion or career. All right. So we will use usually English. Okay. So it's very important for us to work in this environment. If you want to work on any other real life project, you can send me an email that this is your group and you want to part to a real work project. I can make a project plan for you, rough project plan, and as a team, you can work together to execute that project. Okay. As a practical exercise for people who already have some training on experience, this is good for people who have experience, who don't have experience as well. All right. And we will also learn how to work with different team members and difficult stakeholders as well. Okay. So we can learn two things here. One is technical competencies and behavioral. Technical means you should work on project management aspects like risk management, schedule management, cost management, planning, and all. These are the technical competencies. Behavioral means how to manage people, how to manage team, how to handle situation, how to take difficult decision. If you have to select two bad decisions, which one will you select? Those things are behavioral competencies. Okay. What are the features we can have? It's a kind of a new layout now because they are continuously working on better layout. Okay. And they added some visuals so that it becomes easier for us to understand. Okay. So we will have only one page controls, new risk management level options are available, and some advanced control features. What is the new resource information? Better visualization of the resource leveling chart, resources engagement now displayed on the task page directly, and resource types are now clearly differentiated. All right. So advantage is basically this software that college already purchased for you. You will get access to this software without paying anything, and your group is already created in your learning management system. If you go there, you will see your applied project group is there. One group will contain 3 to 4 members, mostly four, and you will get one license key to log in, and it can be used by 4 members. So you don't need to share your key anybody apart from your group member. All right. So we will learn by making mistake, because first 2 weeks we are going to make some decisions, and after that third week will be review, and then we will make right decisions based on our learning. It is very close to reality, because every step that you will take, it will have some uh, results immediately. It's an opportunity for practicing the execution phase of a project. It's challenging, encouraging, and fascinating. So, if you want to use it in your office also, like you join somewhere and you want to train the employees in that office, you can refer this software to your management so that they can utilize these learning, so that your project team can manage projects well. They can understand those things. All right. So we can go and watch this demo now. I'm going to play this video now. Give me a second.
organization. So this is our organization chart. We have one has no bond with you.
So we have seen that how to use Simultrain software, and I'm going to share links to log in to Simultrain. You will get a password. You put that password, and that will be for your team. All right. If you have any question, we will have a session every week. Monday, always I'm available to have a chat with you. You know that we have created that Microsoft Teams meeting link, and you can use general chat to talk to me on that. Second, another option to contact me is my office hours, Thursday, 12 to 2 is there, right? You can connect me if you have any doubt. All right. So now good luck for your simultrain activity. And before start of the week 8 class, which is technically week 9 for everybody, you will get your code team wise. All right. And we cannot change your team members. Whatever group I have created, you will be using the same groups for all the future projects from now onwards. All right.